And so I want to bring in our legal analyst, Danny Savalos, as we have a team live in Fulton County waiting for more action to come. And there has been plenty so far, Danny. We've seen images now, very dramatic, as there have been cameras allowed in court of this stack of papers, this indictment, as we are seeing now from some of the images that our team is gathering, that have been presented to the judge. The clerk's office seems to be working on processing them. Talk us through what this process looks like and when we might know more.
Well, this process is unusual for no other reason than look at the hour. This is not a clerk's office that's normally open at this time of day. So what you see there is they're basically processing. We're seeing it right there in some B-roll, that the clerk's office has to process this, has to check it. It goes to the judge. But, of course, the process remains generally secret right up until the moment the indictment is unsealed. But these are always solemn moments because a jury of citizens has decided to indict another citizen. And, of course, we don't know who that is yet. Although, reportedly, there may be multiple indictments. That would track with what I think a lot of folks expect, is that this is a broad investigation that is likely to name a number of different defendants, although who they are remains to be seen.
I am looking at some information on this cover sheet here that suggests that it appears to be a cover sheet suggesting that there are multiple indictments. Danny, explain why that is not surprising given the facts around this case. And I want to remind folks here, we've been talking about a lot of cases that former President Trump faces. And again, what we believe to be this case. He's just was recently charged federally with a broad election interference scheme, essentially. The Georgia district attorney here in Fulton County, Fani Willis, is looking into something similar. We expected perhaps to see multiple defendants, and it appears that that's the case here.
Yeah, the answer to why you would expect multiple indictments is that Trump's activities were not done by Trump alone. And I think it's a little bit the D.C. indictment recently for the election interference that named only Trump as a defendant was a bit of an anomaly because I think that indictment reflects the special counsel's intent to streamline that case, name exactly one defendant who is the target, leave out the unindicted co-conspirators because they could just add delay to a case. That is not the way an indictment would normally work for this kind of broad range of activity that swept up so many different people across so many state lines, including Georgia. So I do expect to see multiple indictments of multiple people because Donald Trump never operated alone. I mean, this is somebody that doesn't send email. He has what have been called in some movies buffers. He has people around him who do things for him. I mean, just to give examples, not saying on any level these are people that may be indicted, but it's been well reported that some of his attorneys were very active in Georgia, including Rudy Giuliani, folks like Sidney Powell, other attorneys sought to file lawsuits, were involved in other kinds of activities, some of it perfectly allowed, filing lawsuits. Some of it may fall within the reach of these indictments. But that, of course, is just conjecture right now. It really remains to be seen what this group of citizens has decided to return a true bill on or whom.
Danny, when you talk about the visuals of this, we are seeing, because of obviously, as we said, the cameras in court, this situation unfold in real time here. One of the things that we heard from one of the clerks who was walking with these indictments was that it could be several hours before they're processed, made public, et cetera. Is it realistic that we would need to wait that long to find out the details of what are in these indictments?
Yeah, in cases like this, you take the normal timelines and you throw them out the window because there's going to be special treatment. I mean, look no further than the fact that the clerk's office is open for business at this time of night. And that's not, I mean, I should say sometimes clerks stay late. I've gotten e-filings at odd hours showing that they're burning the midnight oil. But realistically, there's a lot of resources devoted to this contingency. So even working at full steam, you might expect them to reduce some time. But, you know, the documents have to be checked. They have to be scanned. They have to be uploaded. There is a lot that has to be done. 3 hours, you know, maybe that might be the case. If there are that many indictments, there's a lot of checks that have to be employed to make sure that everything is done properly. And that, you know, 3 hours may seem like a long time. I heard that too, but it's just an estimation. But that does suggest to me that there's a lot of paper, and a lot of paper suggests to me multiple indictments, Hallie.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.